Usually it's really green in the spring, but then it dries out in the summertime. This is each one of our valves here. So this would be a 12-inch pop.
These check valves would stop it. Hits a little sensor in it, and it This was basically like a woods. It was full of trees. It looks like it's full of trees now, but they took out probably 100 trees in this property. And so there was no grass here. So they've been trying to get that all leveled out, cleaned up, and sow grass seed, and they want to establish a nice lawn here. And so the irrigation will help make that happen.
Usually it's really green in the spring, but then it dries out in the summertime with all the shade and everything. It doesn't get much sunlight, and so the grass just dies out. Since there's already grass here, instead of trenching, we're plowing it in. So Malachi, we have Malachi here, he's gluing pipe together, getting it all ready, and then we have to wait for it to cure up so it can handle pressure of going underground. And then we will hook our machine up and start dragging the pipe underground. That way we can get it done without tearing up the yard too bad, and it will heal itself a lot faster than trenching it. So on this pipe, we will have I don't know if you can see in the background that white machine up there, and there's a vibrating blade that hooks up to it with a spot where we hook our pipe up. And so as we go down in the soil, it just vibrates, and we just have it connected with a bolt going right through our pipe, and it just drags it right underground. So you'll end up with just a little slice in your lawn, a little hump, and that'll all settle with time, and the rain will help that out too. If I were you, I would almost just we'll start plowing right here instead of trying to make this sharp curve, and we'll just dig up here in 90, because that's loose dirt there, so that's gonna be easy to dig it up.
But this one up here, I figure we can plow down and around.
Here we have a trench where we put in 1.5 inch pipe, and this was plowed in instead of actually being an open trench, and so we're able to get it done without tearing up the yard. And as you can see, we just did this last week, and it's already starting to grow back over. And as soon as it warms up a little bit more, a couple more weeks and you won't even be able to notice it. So a lot of times there's walkways to go underneath, and some people may think we have to cut up concrete, which sometimes, unfortunately, you have to, but most of the time we're able to just drill a pipe. We have a rod, and actually it's already been done here. We have a rod that we put inside of Schedule 40 1-inch pipe, and we just use a sledgehammer, like that one there, and just pound it through, and then the rod just slides right out of the pipe, and then you can just hook your 1-inch main or zone pipe right up to that.
Well, there's irrigation in all these beds up here. And the main pipe with the wire goes around the outside edge below that wall, and that was probably plowed in all the way around on the outside edge.
So here's our valves. So we have wire coming in to our valves and wire going out to our next valve box. And so this is each one of our valves here. If you have a drip system, you want to have one with a filter on it to help catch debris. But on this, you don't need that on a lawn. I just start, usually when I have a hole dug out, just start, and I start gluing my manifold together and then figuring out where all my zones go and just routing them from here. So then these wires will hook up to these, and this place I think has 12, gonna have 12 zones in, so this wire will have this big wire will have at least 12 small little wires inside, and they will connect into this. And then we use one of these valve boxes to cover all these up so they look nice. And then dirt will get put all around these, and it'll be like that. So that way, if anybody ever needs to get access to it, they just pop this lid open and they're all inside.
This box has 4 valves in it, and it runs 4 zones in this area, and they're wired to the controller. Here's the 4 valves in this box, a solenoid that operates the diaphragm that opens up for the zone to run the water through the zone and power the sprinklers on each one. So that's just four zones that's controlled there in that box.
Okay, so today, guys, we're putting in our bed zones. Here, we got Abner installing a sprinkler. It's going good?
Not really.
What's the matter about it?
Can't handle the physical work.
Yeah, right. You're stronger than all that, aren't you?
Not really. Plank's trying to kiss me.
Hey, I mean, you ain't got someone to love, I mean.
That's right. So most places with driveways and concrete sidewalks, some people have a lot of problems with iron and rust in their water. So we try to make it so the sprinklers are aiming away from concrete, try to keep any staining going on the concrete. So if you notice, we have flags on either side of the driveway. So each side has its own zone. So this zone here is going to be shooting that way, and this zone here is going to be shooting that way, just to keep, there'll be a little bit of water that gets on here when it's windy, but it just is minimal as possible. So generally we have, depending on water flow, we'll have on these lawn zones, we put rotors in, and we'll have anywhere from 7 to sometimes up to 10 sprinkler heads per zone, depending on the water flow. Sometimes less if they have very little water flow. And so here we have enough space that we're able to set it up so each line is a zone. So we have a zone here, come along the driveway, and then our next line of blue flags back there is another zone, and then another one behind that. And that's just so you use the best amount of your water flow possible coming through your main water line coming out from the street. Okay, so here in the flower beds, instead of big rotors, because small area, either we'll do two things. One, drip, or we'll do spray heads with nozzles that will go different lengths and different widths for the area. In this case, we did sprinkler heads, so this would be a 12-inch pop. So we use 12-inch pop when there's going to be tall plants so it can spray up over it. And so when we get ready to turn these systems on, after they're brand new like this, they still have this orange cap on, so we just take these orange caps off and put the right nozzle for the right area in and adjust it, and then it's ready to go.
They can have spray nozzles, or they can use finger rotating nozzles. We use MP rotators, and it puts a gentle spray over, and it has multi-fingers that rotate slowly at different lengths, so it covers the whole area. These rotors for the big lawn areas, they rotate around and shoot a single stream of water out, generally up to 30 feet. Some nozzles, they can go up to 40, 45 feet. And there's bigger heads we can use as well for much bigger areas of watering. About 50 rotors for the lawn zones, and I believe there's 49 spray heads for the bed zones. Our water source, we tied in a pit up here and took the line up to the house and put a backflow on the house.
So our main would come in, you see this arrow here, water flows this way through it. So our main from the street will come in through here, our city water, and then it goes through the backflow and comes out here.
It has check valves in it that if the city water would lose pressure suddenly, that the pressurized irrigation water could not back up through the pipes. These check valves would stop it, preventing any irrigation water that could be contaminated by dirt or anything, breakage, or fertilizer if they use fertilizer. Prevents any of it from going back into the city water system where it would contaminate what people might drink. This here is the pressure reducer.
This property has a lot high pressure, and so we don't want to blow sprinkler heads out of the ground. And so we can adjust it with this bolt on top.
It has 130 PSI on it, and that's very high. It's too much for sprinklers. It will mist out and break sprinkler heads. And then this box here has a quick coupler in that we blow the system out from. We put a key in it and hook pipes to it and the air compressor and blow the system out.
A lot of people don't know this, but you want to have an extra meter for your irrigation system separate from your house so that you're not paying for all that water going right into the ground for your sewer when it doesn't need to be, because it's just going to the ground and disappearing. In this case, this place has its separate sewer, so they're not concerned about having separate meters. So we put in this 24-inch tank here with a shut-off, so that when we come in here in the fall time to turn the system off and blow it out in the winter to keep stuff from freezing, we can just shut stuff off here. Everything drains from here down to where it's below the freezing level, and then we can blow everything else out towards the house. Our valves are controlled by this controller here, so this will go into the garage. This will be in the garage, and this is run by your phone.
They connect to the weather station, and they can do predictive watering ahead of events. And you can also control it with your phone, an app on your phone.
And so if something ever gets messed up on the project, on the property, and we're not here, customer can call us up and be like, hey, something got messed up, and we can usually fix that from our phones without having to charge the customer a fee to come out and correct that.
Now up on the gutter there is a rain sensor that connects wirelessly to the controller in the garage. And when it starts to rain, it turns it off. And if it rains enough, it will stay off for a while. So just to summarize the system here, it starts with the water source over there where we have a shut-off in the ground and a drain. And the line goes up to the backflow up by the house where you saw the backflow, and then goes to the valve boxes. There's a valve box here in this yard, a big one, and two of them around the back, smaller ones, and then another big one over in this biggest yard out here in the front. It's where all the valves are, and the controllers in the garage, and the rain sensor on the gutter, and that's what operates the irrigation on all this lawn and the bed areas.